Hello and welcome. Hi, I'm author Grace Rolson. I'm excited. I just got the author copy of my new book, Tame the Narcissist 10 Keys for Better Co-Parenting to Create Peace and Protection Using Strategy and Skillful Means. Hi, welcome. I'm author and coach Grace Rolson. I'm a mother, survivor, author, life coach, really a strategist for moms in family court battles or forced to co-parent with a narcissist. I talk about becoming smarter and stronger than before, learning strategies, gaining skills, thinking strategically. So I'm just going to read to you a little of my book. This is on Amazon if you want to pick it up in print or Kindle. I always say if you're willing to learn, if you're ready to learn, if you're teachable, I'm here to teach and mentor moms. So my background is loving and leaving an alcoholic, breaking free of trauma bonds, recovering from codependency, and a touch of, I think, love addiction. I was with an alcoholic for 15 years. Did not know he was a narcissist. Ended up in a family court battle for 12 years with my ex. And my second lawyer told me he was a narcissist. When I asked my lawyer, why is this not resolving? Like, why is he never happy with any single agreement? So I wrote several books for moms going through this of all the tips, tools, and strategies that I was hanging on to. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a DV counselor, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a survivor. And this is shared survivor wisdom. So take what's helpful and leave the rest. You could pause this screen. Welcome if you're watching on my YouTube channel or listening on my podcast with my free newsletter Substack, or if you're on my Spotify, welcome. I say be willing to learn the lesson and change what you can. So you can learn, heal, and I say outgrow the narcissist. My first book is Co-Parenting with a Narcissist, 7 Self-Rules to Stay Sane. My second book in this series is How to Fight a Narcissist in Family Court and Win, Super Smart Strategies for Success. My third is Co-Parenting with a Sociopath, Survival and Sanity Guide. And my fourth is How to Survive a Custody Battle with a Narcissist when the family courts force you to co-parent. So my first book is where I tell all the moms to start. It's updated. It has my survivor story and how I got a better outcome, overcame all the challenges. My job really is to help motivated mothers maintain their sanity and save their custody case or safeguard their custody case and enjoy their child's one and only childhood. So, our love for our children is bigger than the narcissist, and we mistakenly sometimes focus too much on the narcissist. So, I say pick up this first book, read all 5, get all my strategies, use them. Don't make the mistakes I did. I mean, I was never accused of parental alienation because I knew that was something the narcissistic father could use against me in court and win sole custody. So I safeguarded against PA claims, and I will have an expert on to talk about how false PA claims are what's winning abusive fathers all rights in family court. So let's talk about my new book. Are you forced to co-parent with a narcissist? Are you stuck in a high conflict custody battle with your narcissistic ex? Or is your ex just a pain and like feel like you're trying to co-parent with your own personal terrorist? If this is you, you will want to learn to skillfully navigate the narcissist. And that's where this book, Tame the Narcissist, comes in. So after a 12-year family court battle with a narcissist, I was able to get protection and peace for myself and my child. I succeeded against all odds. I was definitely the disadvantaged, financially disadvantaged person. So you can learn my Skillful-Means strategy and my gray walling method of keeping the narcissist out of areas of your life that he doesn't belong in, like all those details of your life, while calming his monstrous ego. You don't have to open the door to the lion's cage. You can simply observe and maintain your sanity, which is key here. Certainly don't let them sink their teeth into you. When co-parenting with a narcissist or dealing with family court, it can be like living in a circus. There are clowns and lions. The narcissist roams around freely. It's not wise to poke the beast unless you're a lion tamer with skills, knowledge, and tools for self protection at your fingertips. Trainers are experienced at disciplining big cats, but no one would recommend that a spectator get in the ring with them. Lion tamers always watch their back around hungry lions. Trainers feed them before and during performances for obedience. In the same way, a narcissist is hungry for attention and what is called narcissistic supply. What's interesting about narcissists is that when fed, when they can see the whip and the sharp skills of the trainer, or when wanting to put on a good show for others, like a family court judge, they can behave a little bit. Lions sense that the trainer knows their nature as predators. Narcissists know they are being watched. Is it wise to poke a sleeping, hungry lion without any training tools or an escape plan? No. Often, when dealing with a narcissistic ex, sometimes we unknowingly trigger the beast. Their fragile ego roars. Then we either have to endure the narcissistic abuse, post separation abuse, or legal abuse, or worse, see our kids take the brunt of the narcissistic rage and his games. These manipulative mammals want to win. The narcissist has many tricks, tactics, and traps that they can set for their victims. But we survivors can use tools, skills, and strategies to stay in the ring for our children. We don't have to leave the circus completely or leave our precious children behind in the unfairness of it all. We can use wisdom. If you have children caught in the crossfire of a family court battle, would you stick them in the cage with an angry lion? No. Be smart and calculating. Take some time to self reflect on your part in the equation of dealing with their narcissistic dad. Use my survivor wisdom as I openly share my true story. Be encouraged to seek support. Use skills, heal, and overcome the narcissist. So, welcome to my work. If you're part of one of my private moms groups on Facebook, we have some posts that I share, my free tips, tools, and strategies, or you could subscribe to my free Substack newsletter that has these free tips, tools, and strategies coming out weekly. And I wanted to read to you the part of the book that really goes over some of the 10 keys that I have developed, used, now help moms in similar situations. So I found purpose in a lot of my pain. And so, what are my 10 keys for better co parenting to create peace and protection using strategy and skillful means? Well, number one, get expert support from those who know narcissists and then learn to navigate the narcissist. So every narcissist has a blind spot. Everybody has weaknesses. Some narcissists will definitely exploit our weaknesses. And sometimes our blind spot is we project ourselves onto them and think they should think or do think the way that we think about our children. And obviously, with someone who is personality disordered or lacks empathy as a basic component of their disorder, they will not think of the children the way that we do. So, children are often abused and neglected, which is why I've started my foundation. Or I'm starting this foundation. You'll find that at the end of this video. So it's a strategy. You can take more parenting time if it's offered to you, if you request it, if the narcissist uses you for childcare, if the narcissist ghosts you and your kid and it just takes a hike and never comes back. The less time that young, vulnerable children spend with a personality disordered narcissist, the less they are narcissistically abused and neglected and put at risk or in danger or around unsafe people or on the ice fishing as a toddler with holes the size of the child that they could fall. So many things. It's better to be protected when you're young and vulnerable. I'm not a psychologist, but I can assure you the less time that I spend with a toxic person, the better I am as an adult and the better off I was as a child. So, number two, establish and maintain solid boundaries and self rules. What are self rules? Those are boundaries we put with ourselves. So, if you're trying to set a boundary with a boundary crossing narcissist and you're getting your hopes dashed and you're feeling betrayed and disappointed and you're getting emotional by all the unfairness and the injustice, it can be destabilizing. So watch out. And you want to make sure you maintain solid boundaries. So that means you'll have to safeguard your case, and you want to safeguard your custody case. Even if you're not in family court, you want to pretend as if you will end up there someday, because narcissists like to come back around and cry victim that they never got to see their kid and it's all the mom's fault. And if you can have some documentation to show that you were inviting him on the, like for our case, Family Wizard, but he wasn't opening and reading it to show up, that can help. That's one of the tools that I teach moms in my private coaching practice and in my groups. Number 3, have emotional support to stay emotionally sober while maintaining your sanity. So, moms who lose energy on this battle or dealing with their toxic narcissistic ex, they don't have emotional support. So, we get energy by having emotional support and sleep. So, how do we get that sleep? We've have strategies in place. We have support people we can call. We can vent and share and cut the problem in half, not let it build on the inside, not sit around in shame and blame. We can get new perspectives on our case. And then another helpful rule of just a helpful general rule is don't push, prod, or poke the narcissist. Use skillful means instead. I say this because they can be triggered just as we can be triggered. And when they're triggered, they often take it out on someone. They don't just go and beat themselves up. They will often rage and lash out. And children are sometimes with them unsupervised and take the brunt of anything that we are doing to the narcissist. So be wise to that. I mean, unless your lawyer, there's always an exception to everything. Unless your lawyer wants you to say something back, stand up to them in a message on Family Wizard so that they have evidence of how abusive he is, that they could bring in, right before court, that kind of thing. You've got to have the strategy with your lawyer. So, in general, I don't push, poke, or prod the narcissist. And besides that, they're just going to be toxic, and we need to be healing from narcissistic abuse and trauma bonds, which is number 4, plus recovering from codependency. If you're not in the CODA program, Al-Anon program, ACOA program, 12-step program that gives you a solid foundation for healing and recovery, you may want to look into that, because how do you maintain your sanity in the midst of insanity? You get support. And number 5 would be hire and obtain proper legal representation, or at least get legal guidance and legal advice. The advice from our mothers and fathers and friends is not helpful most of the time, because family court is a different arena. And family court is trying to give 50-50 to everyone. And it's about parents' rights and evidence and who's got the best lawyer. So I always say hire and obtain proper family court lawyers, and do your own skillful means on the side so that you're not creating or helping create the drama, trauma, and chaos that the narcissist will create. So, if you can limit the drama, the chaos that the narcissist creates, and focus on just child safety and protection and child abuse prevention, neglect prevention, if you can focus on that and not the narcissist, I think your child or has a better chance. At least I know that happened for me. So I always say lead our lawyer with our list of wants as a strategy. And in this book, that is chapter 7. So if you don't know what the 20 wants list is and why you want to lead your lawyer with your wants and not use the lawyer as a therapist, and have things that you're asking for and not bring all the drama, trauma, and chaos to the lawyer, so the lawyer is emotionally sidetracked. So it's really important. Lead your lawyer with the list of wants. Anybody can sit down and help you write this, and then use an expert to prioritize, get the wording correct so that you can actually articulate what it is. and be handing this to who's representing you so they can figure out which ones they can actually get for you or do for you. So what we focus on will grow. So a list of 20 wants, typically an empath doesn't ask for anything. They just want their kid. They don't ask for money. They're not pushing and bullying the narcissist to pay child support. They often go without. So there might be things that you can be asking for that creates a shield and a boundary for the narcissist coming after sole legal custody. So be smart about this. And I always say, focus on your kids, don't focus on the narcissist. So, using the list of 20 wants, you can focus on what your child or you need for your child. And then number 7 is make a simple documentation system and have a 3-part strategy in place. Well, there is in this book how to document the narcissist strategically. And the 3-part strategy is in my previous book with the gray rocks and the rock tower. I say read them 1 through 5 because you'll see the transformation that I went through. I had a revolution and I purged my pain, but then I revolted and rose again like a phoenix up out of the ashes of the loss I endured in family court. So um, focus on your kids, make a simple documentation system that is strategic about what matters so that you're not just documenting absolutely everything the narcissist is doing and listening to watching his life. And that can be very overwhelming. That's what most moms come and they're so overwhelmed by the documentation that they're not even living their life. So if that's you, learn to document strategically. Number 8, create and design an offense and accumulate leverage as you go using the documentation. So, if you want to learn any of this, you can come to my website. You can like and subscribe. There will be more of these free videos. And this is my, guidance. It's not hard and fast rules. I'm not a professional of the court. Every case is different. So take whatever is helpful and leave the rest for later when you can and if you can use it. And number 9 is safeguard your custody case against court filings or contempts. I mean, it's it's logic, common sense, and reasonable to follow the court order so you're not in contempt of the court. Are there exceptions to this? Only if your lawyer says, or your lawyer plus CPS says something to not follow it. Because if the narcissist can use a contempt against you, it might all backfire in court what you're trying to do. So that's why you need your lawyer to help you with the strategy. And number 10 is to stop being the narcissist target of blame. Again, that's in that gray book, where I talk about being the narcissist TOB and not wanting to be the TOB. Narcissists need accountability, monitoring, and consequences on a repeat. So I also have some bonus keys, which is use my Skillful-Means and gray walling strategy to start sticking to some principles. Like if you're not going to push back on certain things, if you're going to document certain things and not let them get to you and not try to act on certain things that really get you upset, know your buttons. Know what your trigger buttons are and pre-plan to how you're going to deal with those triggers. I have another bonus key is rely on your common sense and logic to appear reasonable to a judge. Just imagine when you're writing a message that this will be used in court and this is what they're going to say you said. Read it out loud or the judge is going to have it in the evidence binder. So make sure when you're writing, it's hi so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. Hope you have a nice parenting weekend. Sincerely, that goes a long way. And especially if you're keeping all those communications short, on the point, to the child, they're not like paragraph after paragraph pointing out what he's lying about. You can simply say, that's not true, or that's untrue. I deny that. Let's get along for the sake of the child. So ask your lawyer how to reply to certain messages. Like, have a list of questions for your lawyer, because you might be surprised at what your lawyer says to do. I did not know that with every false accusation that came my way, I needed to just one statement blanketly deny it if it was not true. So, another bonus key is to request the use of the co-parenting app for all communication. Even use it if the narcissist won't. And number four of my bonus keys is focus on creating protection and peace. Let you focus on growth. So, again, if you want my free tips, tools, and strategies delivered to your email, it includes a free podcast on Substack. You can join me with the sign up button there on my website, www.gracerolson.com. And no, there's no one size fits all when dealing with a narcissist, and some of my ideas won't work for your circumstances, and depending on the type of their personality disorder, mental health issues, substance use issues, other factors, they may not be able to be tamed. I repeat, things that worked for me may not work for you depending on different circumstances. If there are serious safety issues and threats, please use a local domestic violence agency to establish a safe plan. You can go to www.domesticshelters.org and search. Please follow your lawyer's advice and guidance. I mean, if you don't like your lawyer's advice and guidance, maybe get another legal consultation, and maybe you need a different lawyer's advice and guidance. But don't take my survivor story and shared wisdom over what your lawyer instructs you to do to safeguard your custody case, and run everything you plan on implementing by your attorney to see if it's wise for your case and part of his overall strategy. Also, work with someone individually and confidently in sessions, one-on-one sessions, to create your own survival strategies, because really only you know all the details of your case, and you know what you have energy for, what you feel safe to do. No one else can make those calls but you. And none of my methods and strategies, just so you know, are scientifically proven as effective with an NPD person. These are just self developed tools or tips I picked up in my own research on narcissists. I don't offer a program on how to heal from narcissistic abuse that has been clinically studied, but I do have ways that you could heal from narcissistic abuse. I have a 200 videos, 200 ways to break a trauma bond. Um, so take what is validating and helpful, and leave the rest, and come to my website, read some of my blogs, see if my message resonates with you. Just know that all these blogs are in that Tame the Narcissist book, all these newest blogs, so you're not missing anything when and if you pick up a book, including the Get the Right Lawyer Guide. And I'm trying to include this in every single book. It's my most helpful tool. It's a 20-question attorney interview. And when you read the questions that I'm asking in that 20-question attorney interview worksheet, you'll understand what's important. You'll be like, oh, wow, I would have never thought to ask it. And that's been developed over years of many moms, one-on-one sessions, moms from my groups, moms in custody battles with a narcissist, or co-parenting with a narcissist, wisdom for moms. This has been added to over the time because we found that some PCs, parenting coordinators, are more helpful than any lawyer could be. And so that's even a question where, if you're doing 3 to 5 attorney interviews of top family law lawyers, you want to know some names of PCs, because when you know the names of unbiased GALs or parenting coordinators that are effective against a narcissist or high conflict other parent, then you can request those to be implemented in your case to bring some order and structure to all the dysfunction and disorder that a narcissist creates. So don't allow the narcissist to make you the disordered person. Take some time. I even have an 11 video course, co-parenting course, to just sit down and think about your case, shore up what your weaknesses are, find your weaknesses, do a self inventory. And because the narcissist has many tricks, tactics, and traps, plus manipulations, but we can use skills, tools, strategies, self rules to survive, endure, adapt, navigate the narcissist, de escalate, neutralize the narcissist, and we can focus on loving ourselves and our children. So, I want to talk to you a little bit about my new nonprofit foundation because an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of pain. It's putting child safety first. So we will help concerned mothers in family courts with toxic, abusive, narcissistic exes. And that's the mission, is to support and bolster motivated, protective, loving mothers. And this will be happening soon. If you want to donate, what we're hoping to do is give out vouchers for programs that they need, video courses so that they can better their co-parenting situation, give out vouchers for the Get the Right Lawyer Guide if they can give out, if they can afford it, give out books, have groups, weekly groups. I have a Stronger Together 3-week journey through from going from stress to strategic. So look for my, go to the events tab on my Facebook page to see when the next support group is coming up. So we're hoping to help the moms get the resources they can and raise money. If you ever want to be part of this nonprofit, writing grants, helping us find funds, let us know in an email or in a private message what you've done, what you could do to volunteer for this. Most of all, my work is charity. I haven't made or turned a profit on this. This has been a give back because I want to help moms in a similar situation. I found some purpose in my pain and I want to help those. So remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope something was helpful. Whatever you found today to be very helpful, even if it's just knowing you're not alone, type that in the comments. If it's safe for you to do so, if you have a different name than your real name, that's why we only allow anonymous posting on our Facebook group, because family court, social media was used against me in my family court trial. So be smart, be safe, be strategic. Thanks for watching.